Good day, I'm John Allen P. Gergasin from BSED Math 3A. Now, we are going to discuss about the final project number 1, wherein we need to show that the set of moves in our geometric model forms a group structure. So this is my geometric model, and I named it Crisscross Algebra. Crisscross algebra is a geometric model designed by the intersection of cross shapes forming an 8-armed star-like structure. The combination of shapes and colors reflect my favorite forms and tones, with the interplay of light and dark blues symbolizing my meaning. Perhaps this model resonates with me so deeply because it is rooted in my own aesthetic preferences and creative vision, making it not just a design, but a reflection of myself. So here are the front and back of my geometric model. In our front, we have the elements M, A, T, H, I, S, O, and N. And in our back, we have the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So in our front, we will be using the counterclockwise rotation. So we have here the 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, 180 degrees, 225 degrees, 270 degrees, and 315 degrees. In our back, we will be using the lines of symmetry. As you can see here, we have the black broken line, which indicates left diagonal. The orange broken line indicates vertical axis. The violet broken line represents the right diagonal, and the yellow broken line represents the horizontal axis. Now, we have here the corresponding moves of our geometric model. M is for do nothing, just as is. And A is for rotate 45 degrees counterclockwise. T is rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. H is rotate 135 degrees counterclockwise. And then I is rotate 180 degrees counterclockwise. S is for rotate 225 degrees counterclockwise. O is for rotate 270 degrees counterclockwise. And N is for rotate 315 degrees counterclockwise. And that is all for our rotation. Now we move to the line of symmetries. For element 1, we will do flip vertically. And the move goes like this. And for our element 2, we will be needing to flip between left diagonal and vertical axis. And the move goes like this. For element 3, we will be needing to flip about left diagonal. And for the element 4, we will be flipping between left diagonal and horizontal axis. And the move goes like this. For our element 5, we will be needing to flip horizontally. And that's it. And for the element 6, we will be needing to flip between right diagonal and horizontal axis. And the move goes like this. And for our Seventh element, we will be needing to flip about right diagonal, and the move goes like this. And lastly, for the element 8, we will be needing to flip between right diagonal and vertical axis. And the move goes like this. Alright, that's all for the movements of our geometric model. Now, if we have M star M or do nothing, then we will operate 8 by do nothing again. Our answer is just the M. So, we will fill in this table, okay? Next, if we have M star A or do nothing, then we rotate it by 45 degrees. Our answer will be the element A. Next, if we have M star T or do nothing, then we rotate it by 90 degrees. Our answer is element T. Next, if we have M star H or do nothing, then we rotate by 135 degrees. Our resulting element would be letter H. Next, if we have M star I or do nothing, then we rotate by 180 degrees counterclockwise. Our answer would be letter I or element I. Next, if M star S or do nothing, then we rotate it by 225 degrees counterclockwise. Our answer would be letter S. Next, if M star O or do nothing, then we rotate it by 270 degrees counterclockwise. Our answer would be the element O. Next, if M star N or do nothing, then we rotate it by 315 counterclockwise. Our answer would be N. Next, if we have M star 1 or do nothing, then we flip it vertically. Our answer would be letter or number 1 or element 1. If M star 2 or do nothing, then we flip between left diagonal and vertical axis. Our answer would be the element 2. Next, if M star 3 or M or do nothing, then we flip it about left diagonal. Our answer would be 3 or the element 3. Next, if M star 4, if do nothing, then we flip between left diagonal and horizontal axis. Our answer would be the element 4. If M star 5 or do nothing, then we flip it horizontally. Our answer would be the element 5 as well. Next, if do nothing, then we flip it by right diagonal and horizontal axis. Our resulting element would be the element 6. Next, if M star 7 or do nothing, then we flip it about right diagonal. Our resulting element would be the element 7. And for M star 8 or do nothing, then we flip it between right diagonal and vertical axis. Our resulting element would be the element 8. As you can see here, if we operate any elements into letter M, the answer is that element. Therefore, for this column 2, we will be having these resulting elements. So by continuing the process, we will get this table of results. Now, to show that our geometric model forms a group structure, we need to check if it satisfies the following conditions. So we have number 1, it is closed under the binary operation. Number 2, it is associative. Number 3, identity element exists. Number 4, inverse element exists for all elements of G. So we have here the condition 1. Is it closed under the binary operation? As you can see here, all the resulting elements is in the set. Therefore, this table is closed under the binary operation. Therefore, condition 1 is satisfied. Next, is it associative? In order to know if this table is associative, we will first flip rotate it by 180 degree, and it goes like this. Now, let's interchange some columns. So we have here interchange the here column of 7 and column of 1. And it goes like this. Next, we will interchange the column of 6, which is here, and column of 2, which is here. Then we have this. Next, we will interchange this column of 5 and this column of 3. Then we have this. Next, we will be needing to interchange the column of n, which is here, and the column of a, which is here. Then we have this. Next, we will be interchanging the column of o, which is here, and the column of t, which is here. Now we have this. And next, we will be interchanging the column of S and the column of H. We have here the column of S and the column of H. Then we have like this. Now, let's compare if the rotated table and the original table has the same structure. So as you can see here, this rotated table and the original table has the same structure. Therefore, associativity is satisfied. And then condition 2 is satisfied. Next, for the condition 3, does the identity element exist? So, in order to find the identity element, let's look for the rows that has the same as this and look for the column that has the same form as this, and their intersection, that would be the identity element. And for this, we have this row as the same as this, and for the column we have this row which is the same as this one, and their intersection, as you can see, is the letter or the element M. Therefore, the identity element in this case is the letter M. So we can conclude that identity element exists. Therefore, condition 3 is satisfied. Now, we need to find if the inverse of all the elements exists in G. So we have, in order to find the inverse element of each element in the set G, we will first need to locate the identity element. So we have here the identity element for letter M, the identity element for letter I, the identity element for letter M. So, and it follows like this. Now, next, the element in the top of the identity element, that would be its inverse element. So as you can see here, we have the M, and the element above it is letter M. Therefore, the identity element of M is M. And for letter A, which is here, the element above the identity element is N. Therefore, the identity element of A is N, or the inverse element of A is N. And then we have here the element T, and the identity element, and then the element above it is letter O. Therefore, the inverse of T is letter O. And then we have here the letter H, wherein this is the identity element, and the letter above it, which is letter S, that would be its inverse. Therefore, the inverse of H is letter S. So it follows like that. I is for I, and then S, we have here the S, and then the identity element, and then the inverse element of S, which is the H. So we have here the O, the identity element, and the inverse element, which is above the identity element. So we have, next is N. We have here the identity element, and the letter above it, which is this, that would be its inverse element. Therefore, the inverse element of N is A. So we have here the inverse element of 1 is 1. We have this. Inverse element of 2 is 2. We have this. Inverse element of 3 here and that. So we have here the inverse element of 4. 4. And that's 4. And inverse element of 5. 5. 5 is 5. And then the inverse element of 6 is 6. And then the inverse element of 7 is 7. And then the inverse element of 8 is 8. Therefore, as you can see here, all the elements in the set G has the inverse element. Therefore, condition 4 is satisfied. Now, to conclude, we have here the geometric model. So, to conclude, therefore, my geometric model, which is the crisscross algebra, is a group structure since we provided earlier that it satisfied the conditions of a group structure wherein it is closed under the binary operation, it is associative, identity element exists, and the inverse element for all elements of G exists. Therefore, it is a group structure. And that's it for our final project number 1. Thank you for listening, and see you on the next video. Have a great day ahead.